Black Sabbath's final concert on February 4th, 2017, in Birmingham was more than a performance. It was the closing chapter of a band that birthed heavy metal. Formed in 1968 amidst the smokestacks and factories of Birmingham, England, Black Sabbath redefined music with their ominous riffs and tales of existential dread. By 2016, the band had survived lineup changes, substance abuse, and Tony Iommi's cancer diagnosis, but the end tour posed a new challenge: saying goodbye. For Iommi, the band's stoic guitarist and primary songwriter, the decision to perform one last show was fraught with doubt. It felt like standing at the edge of a cliff, he later admitted. This article explores Iommi's internal conflict, the catalytic moments that led to the finale, and the legacy of a band whose music became a blueprint for generations. Pioneers of a genre. Black Sabbath's 1970 self-titled debut, recorded in a single day, introduced a sound that mirrored the bleak industrial landscape of their hometown. Tracks like Black Sabbath and NIB fuse blues rock with dystopian themes, creating a template for doom and stoner metal. By contrast, 1971's Master of Reality leaned into sludge-driven riffs and occult imagery, influencing bands like Metallica, Soundgarden, and Nirvana. Guitarist Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine once said, "Without Tony Iommi, there is no heavy metal. He's the architect, turbulence, and resilience." The original lineup: Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward, fractured by 1979, with Osbourne's dismissal marking the first of many upheavals. The 1980s saw revolving vocalists: Ronnie James Dio, Ian Gillan, and lukewarm commercial success, but the 1997 reunion of the core quartet reignited their cultural relevance. However, tensions resurfaced during the 2013 album sessions, when Ward withdrew due to contractual disputes. Drummer Brad Wilk, Rage Against the Machine, filled in, but Ward's absence loomed large. "It wasn't the same without Bill," Iommi confessed. "He's part of our DNA." The final curtain call. Announced in 2015, the end tour was billed as a last chance to see the true creators of metal. The 81-show trek spanned 15 months, with the final stop in Birmingham, a deliberate nod to their roots. Yet behind the scenes, Iommi grappled with physical and emotional fatigue. "Every night, I'd think, is this the right way to end?" he told Rolling Stone. The shadow of illness. In early 2012, Iommi was diagnosed with stage 3 lymphoma, a battle that required chemotherapy and forced Sabbath to cancel tour dates. Though declared in remission by 2014, the treatment left him with neuropathy in his hands and chronic fatigue. "Playing a 2-hour set felt like running a marathon," he revealed. For a guitarist whose riffs relied on precision and power, the physical toll was daunting. The ghost of Bill Ward. Ward's exclusion haunted the reunion. In a 2015 interview, Ward claimed he was offered an unsignable contract that diminished his role and compensation. Iommi expressed regret. "We wanted Bill there, but the business side, it got ugly." Fans petitioned for Ward's inclusion, but the band moved forward with session drummer Tommy Cluffitos. "It felt incomplete," Iommi admitted, "but we had to honor the fans who bought tickets." The emotional quagmire. For Iommi, the final concert symbolized the end of a 49-year journey. "How do you say goodbye to something that's been your life?" he mused. The guitarist also wrestled with the fear of anticlimax. What if we couldn't live up to the hype? In a 2016 interview with Metal Hammer, he admitted, "I didn't want to tarnish what we'd built." The power of the fans. During the tour, Iommi was struck by the multi-generational crowd. You'd see grandparents with their grandkids, all wearing Sabbath shirts, he recalled. In Sao Paulo, a crowd of 80,000 sang War Pigs in unison, moving Iommi to tears. "That's when it hit me. This isn't just about us. It's about everyone who found strength in our music." Brotherhood rekindled. Despite decades of friction, the bond between Iommi, Osbourne, and Butler remained intact. Offstage, the trio shared laughs over old tour stories, and on stage, their chemistry was undeniable. "We'd lock into a riff, and suddenly, it was 1970 again," said Butler, For Iommi, these moments were therapeutic. It reminded me why we started this band. Birmingham, a homecoming. Birmingham's industrial grit was woven into Sabbath's identity. The city's post-war decay inspired lyrics about societal collapse, electric funeral, and existential dread, Hand of Doom. Ending the tour, there was symbolic, a return to their origins. This city made us, Osbourne told the crowd. You're the reason we're here. Crafting a legacy. Iommi realized that without a definitive ending, Sabbath's story risked fading into ambiguity. We owed it to the fans, and to ourselves, to close the book properly, he said. The final show would serve as a time capsule, preserving the band's raw energy for posterity. The set list, a journey through time. The February 4th set list spanned their career from the apocalyptic opener Black Sabbath to deep cuts like Behind a Wall of Sleep. A poignant moment arrived with Dirty Women, a technical ecstasy track rarely played live. The inclusion of Changes, a ballad Ozzy originally recorded with daughter Kelly, added vulnerability with Iommi's melancholic guitar lines underscoring the farewell. The performance, a triumph of will. Iommi, clad in black, played with ferocity, his signature Gibson SG roaring through Children of the Grave. Osbourne, ever the ringmaster, bounded across the stage during Iron Man, while Butler's bass lines anchored the chaos. Critics noted the band's renewed vigor. The Guardian wrote, "They played like men possessed, determined to cement their myth one last time." The night ended with Paranoid, its frenetic pace igniting a mosh pit that spanned generations. As confetti rained down, the band embraced a moment of unscripted warmth. I didn't want to leave the stage, Iommi recalled. But when the lights went out, I knew it was time. Life after Sabbath. Post-2017, Iommi focused on solo projects, including collaborations with Queen's Brian May and jazz composer Jules Holland. He also became a patron for cancer charities, citing his own battle as inspiration. Osbourne, meanwhile, launched a successful solo resurgence with Ordinary Man, 2020, proving his voice remained potent. Butler retired from touring but released a memoir, Into the Void, in 2023. The Eternal Riff Asterisk. Black Sabbath's influence persists. In 2019, Paranoid surpassed 4.5 million U.S. sales, while streaming platforms report 12 million monthly listeners. Modern bands like Ghost and Sleep cite Sabbath as foundational, and in 2023, the band's Birmingham home was marked with a heritage plaque. They turned darkness into art, said Elton John at the unveiling. Bill Ward's unfinished symphony. Ward, now 76, remains estranged from the band. In a 2022 podcast, he expressed lingering hurt. I wanted to say goodbye properly. Fans still hold out hope for a reconciliation, but Iommi is pragmatic. Some chapters can't be rewritten. The unpaid farewell's resonance. Black Sabbath's final concert was a testament to endurance, of music, brotherhood, and the human spirit. For Tony Iommi, the night was a collision of pain and triumph, a reckoning with mortality and legacy. We didn't get paid extra for that show, he reiterated, but what we gained was priceless. In Birmingham, as the last chord of Paranoid faded, Black Sabbath transcended their earthly form, becoming immortal. Their riffs, once born of factory clangor, now echo in eternity, a testament to four working-class lads who turned despair into art.